Wolverhampton Wanderers proud and in possession of the Football League Cup. But in whose custody will it be for the next 12 months? Which trophy room will display it? Anfield or Upton Park? Well, tonight on neutral ground, that question will be answered. At Villa Park, thousands of loyal supporters from the capital and from the northwest are on the terraces for the replay of the Football League Cup final, Liverpool versus West Ham. All hoping for their result, but also for a memorable game. Now, it has to be decided tonight, whether over 90 minutes or with extra time, or if necessary by penalties. And with ITV, you'll not miss 1 second of that action. Now, with that in mind, and if time permits, we will show you the highlights of the World Welterweight title fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and the number 5 contender Larry Bonds, and that is if time permits. Now, I think there can be very few people who do not know how this replay came about. They were into extra time at Wembley, and then in the last 3 minutes, the game erupted.
Going over the ball, but Case struck it with great power and it hit Trevor Brooking. Here's Neil. Irwin, who'd stayed forward. Lee jumping. Out from Alvin Martin as far as Alan Kennedy! But the linesman flagging away on the far side, and the West Ham players beseeching Clive Thomas to go across to him, but Liverpool are in front. 3 minutes left of extra time. Only the agility of Ray Clements protecting the lead, but at the expense of this corner. Swung in by Neighbour. Martin's header, and touched onto the bar by McDermott. The penalty given. So Ray Stewart, just 21 years old, a supreme test of his nerve. If Stewart fails now, it's surely Liverpool's League Cup. But now it's surely a replay.
Goals and controversy, and the man at the heart of it, the referee, Clive Thomas. Well, immediately after the game, and while still on the pitch, he was involved in a confrontation with West Ham's manager, John Lyall. Mr. Thomas accused Mr. Lyall of calling him a cheat, but the West Ham manager subsequently denied this. Well, the dust has settled, and Clive Thomas is again in charge. But now the important team news. West Ham are at full strength. Alvin Martin has passed that fitness test on his ankle injury. But Liverpool have their problems. Graham Souness, David Fairclough and David Johnson already out of contention. But now Steve Highway has failed a fitness test on his groin, which means that the 19-year-old Ian Rush, the Welsh international striker, plays only his second game since his £300,000 move from Chester at the end of last season. And one boost is that skipper Phil Thompson is back in the side, and Liverpool need that boost, for they're well aware that West Ham are formidable opponents, as Ray Clements pointed out to Gary Newbon.
Although, as far as the league table is concerned, they're a second division side at the moment. I think everybody realises throughout the Football League that they are a first division outfit and would give many sides in the first division a very, very hard game. And in cup games, they've tended to turn it on this last few years.
What about the League Cup itself? It's the one trophy that Liverpool have never won. You thought you were so close to winning it at Wembley. Is there sort of anything in particular that you worry about? Because you drew at Wembley last time in the final and then lost the replay.
No, I don't think there's anything that we particularly worry about. It's, as you say, it's the only trophy that Liverpool have never won. It would complete my personal set of medals if we could win it tonight. But we're just looking forward to the game, and it's nice to be in a final. You know, people have written off Liverpool this season, and yet we're in one final and in one semi-final. So we've probably got something to prove to the nation tonight, and hopefully we'll do that.
And perhaps because of that, the pressure very much on Liverpool. Well, the scene is set. Let us get the views of the experts at Villa Park, perched high above the pitch, the man who took Nottingham Forest to 3 successive League Cup finals, winning 2 of them, Brian Clough, and the match commentator, Brian Moore.
Well, here's my co-commentator tonight, Brian Clough. It's a great place to be tonight, this.
It's a long time, Brian, since I've been to a League Cup final.
You've had a few of them.
Well, 1 or 2,
yes.
But I'm delighted to be here tonight.
In fact, looking around the ground, there are many more West Ham fans than Liverpool fans here tonight, yet Liverpool are still the favourites.
And so they should be. I'm not sure if the Liverpool fans might arrive late, but Liverpool are a side which have to be feared and respected, and they should be the favourites. They're currently in the top 6 in the first division, semi-finals, and in the final of the League Cup. And before you put the question to me, I just think they'll win.
But without Graham Souness, now what significance would there be in that in the midfield for them?
Obviously they'll miss him. but I've just kicked Jimmy Case, literally as I was walking up to join you, because he's been kicking people for 4 years, or possibly even longer. They will miss Souness, but I'm not sure if it'll make a significant effect. I think Liverpool will win.
Yeah. But West Ham with Alvin Martin now, past fit and in their defence.
I'm delighted for him, because obviously he's had a superb season, and it won't be, you know, a walkover or anything stupid like that. It is a cup final, and you lot fight rather hard.
Yes, indeed. And the drama that came right in the last minutes at Wembley, we really can't expect anything like that again.
Well, I don't know that. I can't predict how 90 minutes of football will go. What I do know is the atmosphere here is superb, and we are delighted to be here.
Well, back in the studio is Dickie. You'll be coming back to us in a few minutes.
The two Brians and that partnership will be guiding us right through the action with uninterrupted coverage of the whole game. And with me to assess the match, two elder statesmen, I suppose, who've worn Liverpool and West Ham shirts with distinction in the past, Ian St John and Jimmy Greaves. Jimmy, I hope you don't mind I'm being called an elder statesman.
No, not at all, actually.
You had a West Ham shirt for just about a season and a bit, but what do you believe their chances are tonight?
Yeah, I had the shirt for a season and a bit and played for about 5 minutes, some would argue. I believe, actually, West Ham can do it. I think if they tack down the right, Phil Neal's under a bit of pressure at the moment. Ray Clements doesn't quite know whether he's coming or going on crosses because the defence is unsure. Big Crossy, he can get up, he can beat anybody in the air. Everyone piling in for the knockdowns, I think they've got every chance.
You a bit worried about Ian Rush?
No, not at all. I think the boy can come in, it's all a bit over his head. He can do good things or bad things. I think probably it's more of an advantage to Liverpool to have him in the side than Steve Iway, who's been under pressure a bit.
Ian, I don't for 1 minute think that you're going to agree with Jimmy about West Ham's chances.
You don't know about that. Yeah, I think... You see, the Wembley game, the defences were on top. Both defences played very, very well at Wembley, and the forwards never got a look in. Now, Liverpool have Thompson back in defence tonight, and I think that will strengthen them, which means I think that they'll be stronger than they were at Wembley, and I think it will give Hansen a chance to come forward and play a bit. Obviously, they'll miss Graham Souness, vital player. He's had a great season for Liverpool, and he's vital. And I don't know where Sammy Lee will play. If Sammy will play in his position and Jimmy Case out on the right, or vice versa, we'll have to wait and see what Bob does when the game gets going. But young Rush coming in up front, well, we'll have to wait and see how he goes. I mean, he's an untried boy, and it's a big occasion, and he could either be great or swallow it completely.
But a forecast?
Well, I think you've got to fancy Liverpool. I mean, they are the first division team.
Right. As you'd imagine, opinion sharply divided there. We'll see who's going to have it right. Can I just say we shall also be keeping you right up to date with the fourth test match in Antigua, where the latest score is England 173 for 2. Gooch made 83. Boycott is not out 64. England still need another 24 to avoid an innings defeat. A quick break now, and they'll be right back to Villa Park for the action in just a couple of minutes. West Ham, the teams are just out on the pitch, so let's hear now from our experts Brian Clough and commentator Brian Moore.
And a very warm welcome to Villa Park. Here's Ian Rush, 19 years old, carrying so many attacking hopes of Liverpool tonight. Only his second first-team game, and this then is the Liverpool lineup. Bob Paisley talks about Liverpool's worst injury crisis for years, without Graham Souness, without David Johnson, now without Steve Highway, so Ian Rush comes in. Phil Thompson, of course, returning to the defence after missing 4 games through injury. What about West Ham? Well, the only problem for manager John Lyle today was the fitness of central defender Alvin Martin. He'd got an ankle injury, but he had a strenuous late test, and he is fit. And so, Clive Thomas, the referee from Wales, who was such a controversial figure in that game at Wembley, gets the game underway. Liverpool in a change strip of white, attacking the goal to our left. West Ham it is, who had the change strip at Wembley, tonight playing in their claret and blue, which are, of course, familiar colours here at Villa Park. They are also the colours of Aston Villa, so I think maybe there'll be 1 or 2 neutrals who'll be shouting for the underdogs, West Ham, the London side tonight. Here's Alan Hansen for Liverpool. Ray Kennedy for Phil Thompson, and here's Phil Neal. Bit of space down that right-hand side for him. Played in again for little Sammy Lee. The flick back again there for McDermott, and Billy Bonds cutting it out for West Ham. Playing it wide here for that dogged little character, Paul Goddard, who, having trodden on the ball, still gets up there. Brooking is brought down, but there was no foul there, said the referee. And the ball with McDermott for Liverpool. Jimmy Case on the far side. Alvin Martin shepherding the ball away for the goal kick. Alvin Martin, himself a Liverpool fan for so many years when he was a lad. Here's Martin with the ball now. Either side has won the League Cup, so we're bound to get a new name on the trophy tonight. And of course the game will stop here tonight, as Dickie told us earlier. If they require extra time, then so it shall be, 15 minutes each way, and after that it'll be penalties. So we're bound to see a winner here at Villa Park tonight. Frank Lampard with the throw for West Ham. Here's Alan Devonshire. Clements, the roll out here to Alan Hansen. Phil Thompson to Phil Neal. Thompson, who missed those 4 games with a thigh injury. Martin winning that in the air, but under pressure from Rush, and it's only played wide there for Jimmy Case. Billy Bonds there showing a certain calmness there, just a cushioned header, and then he made it where he wanted it with the second one, but they were trying to run themselves out of trouble there. Devonshire got them in a bit of trouble there. Kennedy with the shot. So Phil Parks with the goal kick for West Ham. Goddard, a nice little touch inside there for Brooking. Looking for Goddard again. Devonshire trying to find Brooking. And an offside. Rush, an unknown quantity this one to West Ham, and he's a big lad who's going to be very useful in the air. There'll be quite a battle between Rush and Martin. West Ham with a free kick at the moment. The skipper, Billy Bonds. Almost the first touch he's had. Case playing it down the line there. McDermott almost getting in behind them, but it was a good header there, saving header by Devonshire for West Ham. Flicked along the line there to 29 goals this season, David Cross, but they've lost possession again. Dalglish in turn loses possession as Devonshire comes back, and it's once again with Phil Parks. Billy Bonds. Head up, looking around to see what's on. And the throw going to Liverpool. Ray Kennedy. It's Phil Thompson. Neal looking for Dalglish. It's Case. Kennedy, Hansen, and again a good interception this time by Alvin Martin. Cross, and just onside is Goddard. Clements coming way out of his penalty area, carefully playing this ball for Alan Kennedy. And now Phil Thompson. It's straight at McDermott. Falls there. Well, it should have fallen for West Ham. Instead it goes beyond Devonshire for Dalglish. It's now with Case. Good run here by Lee. And not a bad cross coming in there. And the header by Dalglish. Wide of the West Ham goal. It's not a full house tonight, but it is unquestionably a cup final atmosphere. Martin. And now Billy Bonds. Cross, or it was Kennedy's header, and it finds its way here for Rush. Played in nicely there for McDermott. It was a good ball played in there by Rush, a slip by Ray Kennedy, and it's cut out by Brooking. Here's Sammy Lee, played wide again this time for Phil Neal. Wider still for Jimmy Case. Devonshire has slipped, played in there for McDermott, played back again there, and a shot. Well, Dalglish's shot was gathered up well, but it was carrying a bit of weight there. And Parks well behind it. Kennedy, Rush. Good early moments these for Liverpool. And now Dalglish. A deflection, and again Parks had to go down.
Brian, anybody that said that goalkeepers are too expensive are fools.
Lee. And now Hansen. Thompson. Well, as Bob Paisley was saying, it's their worst injury crisis for quite a little while, but at the moment Liverpool has shrugged that off and are showing a lot of confident form. But here's Brooking at the moment for West Ham. And it was Pike who got in his way. So Kennedy finds McDermott. Dalglish quickly closed down there by Billy Bonds. Devonshire again rushing for this one with Brooking and Rush. Well, a free kick for the foul on Rush. Taken quickly by Sammy Lee, Ray Kennedy, and now for Case. Rush again from Alan Kennedy's header. And now Brooking. A lovely weighted ball there for Neighbour, almost the first touch he's had with almost 10 minutes gone. And he's gone past Alan Hansen. And he's got a couple of West Ham players waiting in the middle. The cross coming in. Oh, and it's there. Well, Goddard has put West Ham into the lead. Virtually the first touch that Jimmy Neighbour had. And what a measured cross it was. And what a flying header there. Clemens could touch it but couldn't stop it. And West Ham have gone into the lead with 9.5 minutes gone. Brian.
Incredible start for them. Hansen sold himself actually just under as Brian, but the cross that came in was superb. By Liverpool standards, he wasn't tightly marked. A brilliant goal.
And here it is again. So now Liverpool, who looked so good in those opening 9 minutes, had looked so confident, have suddenly been rocked. Case. Parks' ball under pressure from Ray Kennedy. Billy Bonds. Oh, Bonds is in trouble. Rush has found Dalglish. And a yard wide, and the West Ham skipper so nearly cancelling out the advantage that West Ham had gained. Gave the ball away badly. Rush's pass there into space for Dalglish. Wide of the diving Parks, but also the goal. Good flick on there by Cross this time. Here's Goddard. Here's Neighbour. Pike. Cross. Cut out by Hansen. Rush. McDermott. Good challenging run there by Terry McDermott. Played back again by Dalglish for Case. Phil Neal helping it on its way. Rush almost getting a shot in there. Alvin Martin in a bit of trouble, but finally poked out the leg to get it away. And the throw to Liverpool. Phil Thompson. Cut out well by Billy Bonds. It's maybe to set something up here for West Ham, trying to play it wide here for Neighbour. But Neighbour's lost it to Alan Kennedy. And here come Liverpool again. Lee. Case, the man with a massive shot if he can get it in, but he was stopped on that occasion by Frank Lampard. Thompson's touch not quite getting to Neal, but it falls for Sammy Lee. Case for Phil Neal. McDermott. And a good jump that time by Ray Stewart. Alan Kennedy. Ray Kennedy. Lee. And Dalglish's control for once let him down. Just trying to get Pike away, but again Liverpool cut that out very efficiently indeed and find Ray Kennedy. Alan Kennedy. Hansen. Played in again for Dalglish, who's looking really lively up there at the front for Liverpool. Brooking trying to get there, but Lee in turn finding Case. It's amazing, Liverpool really have had all the play, find themselves a goal down. Case trying to get a 1-2 going, and in the end it's a goal kick. In fact, it's probably fair to say about the only time that Ray Clements has touched the ball was to despairingly push the ball into his own net from Goddard's header.
Brian, Liverpool were a bit frantic at the moment, having found themselves one down. They started off being frantic. They've got to settle down, unless there's no way they're going to get back into this cup final.
Cross. It's an unusual experience for them, Brian. Lee. Kennedy. What a good ball there by Kennedy for Dalglish. Trying to get it back there for Sammy Lee. There's Lampard on the far side following it out, and Liverpool gets another throw. Case with it. Dalglish with the overhead. Rush tried to get the header in. It's with Thompson. Now McDermott. Neal. Bonds cutting that one out. Here's Lee. Oh, pushed away superbly by Phil Parkes. What a great shot by little Sammy Lee there. And there it is. There's the save. Here comes the corner. With a quarter of an hour gone, and West Ham leading by 1-0. Very deep one there towards Hansen. Parkes at the second attempt. Well, Brian, frantic Liverpool maybe, but I fancy West Ham are going to have a lot of defending to do tonight now.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Liverpool just might run out of steam, although they've never run out of steam in their career. They just might.
Well, here's Brooking finding Neighbour. Brooking's gone wide again, offside.
Phil Parkes is playing remarkably well at the moment. It suits him to have an early introduction to the game. He's now on song. If you just have a look at him now, he's got his hands on his hips, he's composed, he's in good nick, and all that type of thing. And as you remarked, Ray Clements has only touched the ball once, and that was to get it out the back of the net.
Well, here's Thompson. And now Hansen. Phil Thompson. Neil. Dalglish. And again, Billy Bonds right at the back of him. They're so aware of Dalglish's ability to turn. And there's a good free kick taken and rushes in there. And he's hit the woodwork with it. Oh, West Ham were really caught out there, and it was Sammy Lee's quick free kick. And here's Lee again. Alan Kennedy trying to make something of it. Ray Kennedy's available to him. Here's Kennedy with that left foot. That surely is Phil Parkes' ball. Oh, but he had to tip it over. So it's going to be Case with a corner. Liverpool still pressing. Still this goal down. Phil Neal. And it deflected off West Ham defender for another corner. Neighbour. What an amazing League Cup he's having. It was his goal against Coventry that put West Ham into the final, and it was his centre that has given West Ham this lead now. Ray Kennedy off the top of the crossbar. Well, luckily, Liverpool are having none of the luck. That's Rush who's hit the woodwork. And then with this header here, Ray Kennedy climbing above them all onto the top of the crossbar. And the quality of the Liverpool supporters can be heard now. They're really getting behind their side, knowing that they need their support now, without any doubt. Devonshire's header. Two Liverpool players, Neil and Thompson, both going to that one in a certain amount of confusion. It leaves a bit of space there for Brooking, and Lampard's gone on ahead of him. Crossed him again there towards Goddard, turn back, and Liverpool could have been in terrible trouble there. As it is, it's Hansen with a long, fairly aimless ball away. Kennedy, Martin, Dermott, Lee, Stewart, Hansen, Lee again, Kennedy, long ball. Ian Rush is after it. Billy Bonds is looking hard for it. Devonshire also. Pike trying to get in there. And in the end, it's Brooking tucking it away here for Ray Stewart. Oh, that little flick from Devonshire didn't really look like coming off. Hansen cutting it out. Dalglish. Neil jumping over it, getting the return pass there. Phil Neal in behind them now. And again, West Ham in the shape of Paul Goddard getting back there. Keep Liverpool at bay with 20 minutes gone, and West Ham still leading 1-0. Good jump by Kennedy. And Dalglish this time has fooled Billy Bonds, but he's got Pike to contend with, and he's beaten him as well. So Dalglish on his way. In the end, he was surrounded by West Ham defenders, but he gets a corner. He's looking in really good form tonight, is Dalglish. So it's Liverpool's corner. Phil Thompson's up for it. Ray Kennedy's in there too. Again, it's a long, long one, and it was Brooking who headed that one away. Here's Case, though. Thompson in there, but Lampard got that away for West Ham. Coming almost to the halfway mark of the first half, with West Ham still leading by Paul Goddard's goal scored after 9 minutes. Rush, showing great turn of speed there, and West Ham will need to watch that very closely. I didn't realise what a quick fellow he was. He's good in the air, but he really outstripped Frank Lampard there. Cross beaten in the air by Hansen. Brooking playing it towards Goddard, but Thompson finding Neil. Case. Rush. Lee, no foul. It's with Devonshire. Here's Brooking. And that was cut out by Ray Kennedy. Sammy Lee for Liverpool. Kennedy. Made in for Dalglish. McDermott. Ray Kennedy. Dalglish again. And Stewart giving him no time even to think about a turn on that occasion. Lee. And now Hansen. And Hansen was forced into that error by David Cross. He was a little too casual. Stewart. Change of mind, and he finds Pike. Stewart. Brooking played on nicely again for Neighbour, and Kennedy thwarted him on that occasion. But West Ham get the throw. One of their rare excursions into the Liverpool half in this opening 25 minutes or so, and Stewart's cross going for Case on the far side. Well, he's gone past Cross. Phil Thompson. McDermott. And that's for Kenny Dalglish, but it was the heading ability there of Ray Stewart that denied Dalglish at the expense of a corner. Neil, Alan Kennedy, and a goal kick. Rush. Lee, Alan Kennedy. Phil Neal on the far side. McDermott. It's with Phil Thompson. It's a tantalising ball there. Phil Parks carrying it at the highest point.
It was a bad ball, Brian. And if Liverpool start tossing things in, they're never going to create. And it's daft, actually, because I would assume the Liverpool forwards want West Ham to attack a bit more, to give them a breather and to give them a bit more space.
Well, it's Liverpool doing some more attacking now. And it's Phil Neal. And West Ham have certainly got plenty back, taking Brian Clough's point there. McDermott playing it in. Dalglish! A beautiful ball played in here by McDermott. And how superbly it was taken there on the volley, on the turn, by Kenny Dalglish, and that's 1-1. Kenny Dalglish, who scored in every round, and my word, the goal that has now beaten Phil Parks was maybe as precious as any of them. What about it, Brian?
Oh, it was an absolute beautiful goal. He delayed his pass. It was taken before it reached the floor. Phil Parkes had no chance whatsoever with that. That was a brilliant goal.
And 1-1.
And Brian, it was only what Liverpool deserved.
Yes, they've had so much of the game. And now, as you say, they've got what they deserved. They've made it 1-1. And they might take a bit of stopping now. Well, it's West Ham at the moment with Stewart. Here's Neighbour. Stewart again. Goddard trying to get in behind Hansen. I think maybe there was a foul by Goddard on Hansen and a free kick to Liverpool. Kennedy. Alvin Martin. Way down the line there for Neighbour. A little flick in here for Pike. And now here for Brooking. And they really haven't made their presence felt in the midfield at the moment, West Ham. Kennedy now trying to get Rush on his way. McDermott's coming up there, and it was charged away that time by Lampard. They are suddenly looking even more dangerous, Liverpool, with the crowd urging them on. Now that they've got that equalising goal. Lee finding Neil, and now with Thompson. Neil again, beaten in the challenge that time by Bonds. McDermott. Thompson. Lee. Dalglish. And that deflected for another corner. And he really is looking something special tonight, this Liverpool number 7, Kenny Dalglish. So Liverpool's corner. Jimmy Case with it. Curled in there once more towards Hansen! And the goal! It certainly was deflected after Hansen's header. But the goal is Liverpool's, and they have gone into the lead. Flicked, in fact, off Billy Bonds, I think it was, yes. Well, the scoreboard says the goal goes to Hansen, and there it is off the right knee of Billy Bonds into the back of the net, and Liverpool, from being behind, are suddenly in front.
Brian, opposition sixes should never beat fives in their own 6-yard area or wherever it was, and I think the young man came over the West Ham centre-half. There was no way he should do that.
But I think the argument now will be whether the goal should go to Alan Hansen or whether it should be an own goal by Billy Bonds.
I don't think Billy Bonds could do anything about that whatsoever.
Oh, Liverpool in the lead, and the ball with Rush, and in his excitement, it's in amongst the West Ham fans. Goddard, and now Devonshire. There's Ray Kennedy's header. Ray Stewart planting it forward towards David Cross. Alan Kennedy. Rush Finding Dalglish. McDermott marauding up ahead of him. Rush playing it back for Sammy Lee. Here's Phil Neal. They all want a bit of the action now. Case playing the ball in there. McDermott's header. Pike miscuing a little bit there, but here's Brooking taking the ball from Stewart. And he tried to get Stewart on his way, but Kennedy was in too close attention there. And so far in midfield, West Ham haven't looked any great shakes, Brian.
Sammy Lee, who was in that particular area of the field, has absolutely run the show in midfield at the moment. His enthusiasm is bubbling over to everybody.
Here's Kennedy for Liverpool. Rush. Martin has slipped. Rush with a chance of playing the ball in there, but Alan Kennedy. There's Case. That's a fair ball too. And again, Neal has gone galloping into a forward position. And West Ham with another last-ditch attempt to get it away. Devonshire. Brooking just hasn't got going at all so far. McDermott. Ray Kennedy right in there, and it's at the moment a pretty irresistible Liverpool performance. But now here's Neighbour finding Devonshire. Well, he's gone past Alan Kennedy, and now he's got Ray Kennedy confronting him. The little 1-2 there with Brooking, and Devonshire being hustled away by Hansen. Neighbour looking to get to that byline again, and in fact a goal kick. And Brian talking about Sammy Lee's enthusiasm, and it was Lee who was right back there just outside that 6-yard area, holding Neighbour at bay.
I'll tell you who also was there, Brian, and this is worth a mention. Clive Thomas was there, right on the job.
Lampard. Hansen. Rush. Case. Hansen. Phil Neal, bit of space again, a raking drive off Brooking. Case again playing it in there, and Phil Parks. Now here's Neighbour. Kennedy backing off him, Ray Kennedy supporting. Pike playing it here for Stewart. Goddard. Neighbour. Brooking, looking around again, finding Pike. Liverpool again with plenty behind the ball. Neighbour again for Brooking. Policed there by Hansen. And finds Ray Stewart. Played in again there. Got it back to Stewart. My word! Into the side netting, and I think everybody in the ground for just a moment thought that had blasted into the net. What a 1-2 this was, and what a drive there by Stewart, and how close it was. Well, there wasn't much to spare there for Ray Clements. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Liverpool leading by 2-1. Hansen. Now Thompson. Neal. Hansen. And back to Ray Clements. Foul by Dalglish. Stewart. And now Bonds. Cross. Delicate little touch there. Pike couldn't quite get to it. Phil Neal will tidy it all up. Bonds beating Rush in the air. Phil Neal finding Case. Rush off in pursuit again. Getting the better of Billy Bonds there, finding Dalglish. Played back there for Alan Kennedy. Now Case. And it's going to be a West Ham throw. A bit of the frenzy has gone out of Liverpool's play at the moment, but they're looking very, very formidable, Brian.
They've had the ball as much as I've ever seen any side have it in 40-odd minutes or whatever the match has been played. And it's the midfield of West Ham and the back four's job to get the ball. The poor strikers never have had anything to do at all, anything to go on to. You see, West Ham, when they get promoted this season, they're going to have to face 42 of these cup finals or similar, and they've got to learn, and they've got to adapt. And they've got to come from behind on a lot of occasions. So it's a good test for them, but they are playing a superb side.
Well, here's Martin for West Ham. And a clash there involving David Cross, who is going to be booked. Well, just what did happen there as it was played forward by Alvin Martin. Yeah, there's an arm flying around there, Brian.
Yeah, he just flicked in, but nothing more than Liverpool players do.
On Phil Neal, the unfortunate one.
It's a shame that trainers should be allowed on the pitch at this particular time, because this game shouldn't be stopped.
Well, Phil Neal all right, and Liverpool in possession with their keeper Ray Clements. Now Phil Thompson. Neal. Oh, 6 minutes of the first half now. Martin versus Rush, and it was Martin who won it. Here's Neighbour. Well, having gone down that byline and produced the cross for Paul Goddard's goal early on, we haven't really seen Neighbour do that very often since. Looking. Well, straight to Dalglish. And now McDermott. And away on the far side is Case. Through the middle, inevitably, is Sammy Lee. Back for Thompson. Martin getting well above Kenny Dalglish, and quite rightly the referee allowed that. There was no foul there. It was a good clean header, well taken. Goddard now. Here's Stewart. Does West Ham come forward now? 2-1 down. Hansen finding Kennedy. Good jump there by Rush, and has he got the speed? He should have. Played in there for Dalglish, but there's Pike coming back. if you've joined us late, the score is Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. West Ham having gone in the lead through Paul Goddard, Kenny Dalglish, then getting an equaliser for Liverpool, and then a header from Alan Hansen deflected into his own net by Billy Bonds, giving Liverpool the lead. A shove on Trevor Brooking by Sammy Lee. Really hasn't got into this game, Trevor Brooking, tonight, Brian.
No, Liverpool, as I said earlier, are having so much of the possession. Anybody who's come in late, this is live football. This is what you miss. This is live football.
Well, here's Billy Bonds. Thompson. McDermott. Case. McDermott again. Bonds is there. Oh, and it might go to Rush. It's a goal kick. Stewart. And Hansen won it, but Brooking now can pick it up. He's got Cross alongside him now, having picked himself up, and it's Jimmy Neighbour for West Ham. He's gone past Alan Kennedy. Well, Lee again had covered a lot of ground to get back there. Stewart crossing that ball in again, fisted away there from Paul Goddard by Ray Clements. And McDermott keeping it away. Well, instead of letting it go out, he in fact has played it straight here to Frank Lampard. So West Ham can keep this little bit of pressure going. Devonshire. And Liverpool have pulled virtually 10 players back now as Devonshire crosses that one in. Thompson didn't really get it away, but Alan Kennedy should complete it now for him. Martin. Billy Bonds. Now Cross. Last couple of minutes of the first half now. Brooking. Wending his way past one, two, and then another, and a little cross coming in that's so typical of him, but that time not quite clearing Phil Thompson. Pike getting stuck in there. Stewart playing it short here for Devonshire. Oh, and too short back to Stewart again, and Sammy Lee was in there. Here come Liverpool once more, with Dalglish making the running until Ray Stewart gets in there, and back to Parks. Again, but instead Billy Bonds. Hansen now. McDermott. Neil. McDermott. Dalglish. Almost lazily played wide there for Jimmy Case. And a throw to West Ham. It's the last few seconds of the first half, Brian. A quick summing up of the first half.
It's obviously been Liverpool's first half, but what I'm delighted about is West Ham haven't wilted. There's a long 45 minutes to go, and lesser sides would have wilted under this type of pressure. I've not seen Liverpool play as well as this for a long time.
Last few seconds of the first half as Lampard then takes the throw. Here's Brooking. Into time added on. And Clive Thomas has looked at his watch. And here's Pike for West Ham. Had the one little stoppage there for the injury to Phil Neal. Lampard playing it here for Cross. Inside again there for Devonshire. And cut out again by Lee, who I think has been as good as anybody with Dalglish on the field tonight. And played down the line there towards Dalglish. And the ball out of play for a West Ham throw. Brooking. Played this time for Stewart. Cut out well by Hansen. Wasn't a particularly good ball there by Ray Stewart. Now being hustled there by Rush. Here's Neighbour picking up the pieces. The whistle goes for half-time. And Liverpool go in at half-time with a 2-1 lead, having gone behind when Paul Goddard put West Ham into the lead. Kenny Dalglish then scored what so far has been the goal of the night. And then that header from Alan Hansen. Although my feeling is that if you look at the facts straight in the face, that probably goes down as an own goal by Billy Bonds. I'm wondering what our panellists will think of that. So, half-time, Liverpool 2, West Ham 1, and we'll be back to discuss that first half after the break.
TV at half-time, Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. It's amazing, 117 minutes at Wembley before any scoring action. And now in the first 45 minutes of the replay, so many chances and 3 glorious goals.
A lovely weighted ball there for Neighbour, almost the first touch he's had with almost 10 minutes gone. And he's gone past Alan Hansen. And he's got a couple of West Ham players waiting in the middle. The cross coming in. Oh, and it's there. Well, Goddard has put West Ham into the lead. Dalglish. And again, Billy Bonds right at the back of him. They are so aware of Dalglish's ability to turn. And there's a good free kick taken, and Rush is in there. And he's hit the woodwork with it. And West Ham have certainly got plenty back, taking Brian Clough's point there. McDermott playing it in. Dalglish! So Liverpool's corner. Jimmy Case with it. Curled in there once more towards Hansen! And the goal!
And watching again those 3 goals with me are 2 experts, Ian St John and Jimmy Greaves. Ian, first of all, your first half thoughts?
Well, I think first of all it's a terrific game. I think Liverpool are playing probably as well as they've played all season. And, you know, no disrespect to West Ham, but on this sort of form, Liverpool are unstoppable.
West Ham, Jimmy?
Well, they're doing well. Ian's right. This is the best I've seen Liverpool play against an English side this year. And West Ham, really, we can criticise them. They're not coming out, but they're doing well to weather the storm. They're still in it.
Right, well, I mean, I suppose one of the clues to the whole thing is Sammy Lee's positional play and where Bob Paisley wanted to play him before the game started.
Well, that's what I was saying before the game about where would Sammy play, and Bob fancies him really in that position. I knew that, and I was wondering if he was going to do it. And the little man, not only did he dominate, but he came up and had that shot there, which, you know, that pulled out a great save from Phil Parkes. He's kept Brooklyn quiet. He's set up all, you know, the play for Liverpool midfield. I think he's been a giant. For a little man, he's been a giant tonight.
And the 19-year-old Ian Rush has had a first half that he can look back on with a good deal of pleasure.
Delighted to see that because, you know, we don't know much about Ian Rush. It's only his second game. Shows a lot of pace tonight. He's caught 2 or 3 balls. He's linked up well with Dalglish, who is playing marvellous. And between the two of them, they're looking at a terrific partnership.
You said before the game started, Jimmy, they'd have to come down both flanks, and they did get the first goal. They nearly got an equaliser, actually, when they came down both sides.
I felt West Ham could win this game, and still can, actually, if they go down the line. There you saw the ball started out. Neighbour played it into Stewart. He played a 1-2, and he was just wide. And it's significant there. You can see beautiful ball laid off. It's significant there that it's a defender that's getting into the game. And I think here, this is where West Ham are falling down. Brookin and Crossy must get into it if they're going to do anything.
We shall see whether they can do just that in the second half. We'll take a break and we'll be back with full coverage of the second 45 minutes in just a few moments. And welcome to the Football League Cup final on ITV. Can I just tell you that England in Antigua in the 4th test have saved the innings defeat. They're in their second innings 204 for 2. Boycott is 77 not out. Gooch is out for 83. Well, the half-time score, should you need to know it, I'm sure you do know by now, it's Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. Let's just get one more thought from Ian and from Jimmy here. They're going to just carry on the way they've been playing in the first half, I suppose, Liverpool. There's no need for change at all there, Ian, is there?
Well, I would think so. I think Bob Paisley will be saying just keep it nice and tight. Don't do anything silly at the back because the game is won now at 2-1. And as long as they don't do anything silly, like Hansen going away before they're nice and solid and going away in a little dribble, the way they lost the first goal when Alan Kennedy went forward and lost the first goal, nothing silly. The game is won, and if they attack the way they attacked, but
they're still suspect down those flanks, as Jimmy has said, don't you think?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, they mustn't do that. They mustn't send defenders away before they're ready to send them away.
Jimmy, one final word from you before we go back to Villa Park.
Well, John Lyle should be praying, and let's hope that his prayers are heard above the roar of the crowd. But he's got to go down the line if they're going to do anything.
Let's hope for as exhilarating a 45 minutes as we saw in the first half. Let's go back and join Brian Clough and Brian Moore.
Well, it has, of course, been a really exhilarating first 45 minutes as Liverpool come out to defend this 2-1 lead. Interesting point that Jimmy Greaves made, Brian, about the need for West Ham to go down the flanks, which they did well, of course, to get their first goal.
Well, the first goal was out of this world, but I think West Ham, without being silly about it, need to go anywhere in the opposition's half. The midfield have got to get hold of the ball. The defenders have got to be able to, you know, dispossess, because West Ham have just not had the ball. And if the opposition have the ball more than you 90% of the time, inevitably they're going to do something with it. There's Clive kicking the ball, and he's had a superb game.
Clive Thomas, the referee, indeed he has, because when you think about it, the pressure he must have been under after the controversy of the Wembley game. He's a man who is full of confidence in his own ability, and why not? He remains, I think, in most people's eyes, one of the best referees in the game, and he certainly let it go with a swing in the first half.
The best decision he made, Brian, nobody twigged it actually. West Ham conceded a free kick, and he let them take it very, very quickly, and Rush hit the bar with it.
Correct.
Superb decision.
Correct. Well, here we go again now, the start of the second half, 45 minutes to go, and West Ham are 2-1 down, now attacking the goal to our left. It's with Neighbour, and then off Dalglish. Of course, one of the things that we didn't have time to discuss at half-time is whether you would put that down as Billy Bond's own goal or Alan Hansen header. My feeling is it would be a Billy Bond's own goal, because it looked as though it was going through to Phil Parks.
Ryan, you ask Alan Hansen. It was on target. He'd won it in the air, 7 foot in the air or 8 foot, on target. There's no way it's not his goal.
I think there'll be arguments about that. But at any rate, there's no arguing about the score, which is 2-1 to Liverpool. And, of course, a place in Europe awaits the winners of this competition in the UEFA Cup. Liverpool, of course, have 3 ways of getting into Europe this season. This way, through winning this game tonight. They have a very important European Cup semi-final date against Bayern Munich next week. And, of course, they could still finish high enough in the first division to qualify for UEFA Cup that way. But this is West Ham's only way of getting into Europe. Stewart finding Cross, but Cross beaten away there by Hansen, and the ball played in here for Jimmy Case, flicked on for Ian Rush. Here's McDermott again. Dalglish very, very active up front, and Phil Neal making the overlap for Liverpool there. Deflected those straight through to Parks. Devonshire. West Ham's first objective this season clearly was to get back into the first division, and if the results go right for them even this Saturday, they will have already made it back there. But to win this one, of course, would have been a massive financial bonus. And here they come now. Stewart on the overlap, and in point of fact, Goddard and Cross were both herring in there at the near post, and Liverpool were at full stretch to get that one away. That was a good break, and it was taken down the flank as well, as Jimmy Greaves was saying at half-time. Lampard for West Ham, finding Billy Bonds. Here's Pike. Brooking doing the little dummy, but losing it in the end to Ray Kennedy. It's McDermott then who finds Phil Neal. And now Case for Liverpool. Thompson, Case. Thompson floated in again there towards Ray Kennedy. Neal trying to blast one there. And West Ham through Paul Goddard, getting it away to David Cross. Flicked on now for Devonshire. And a ricochet for Neighbour. Devonshire's gone wide on the right, going forward much more in these opening minutes of this first half than he did at any time, or indeed was allowed to in the first half. But there's Lee, losing out this time to Neighbour. There's Billy Bonds thrust forward again for West Ham. They've got a few forward now, West Ham. Devonshire turning there and finding his centre cleared by McDermott. He was complaining about something to referee Clive Thomas, but the game is going on. At least it ended with a smile. Ray Kennedy hustled off the ball, and the feet were flying in there, and the referee going across quickly to separate the warring factions there, and might well feel a drop ball is the answer to it all, and now it's a throw to Liverpool.
Brian, West Ham have gone forward twice with 5 forwards. This is incredible. McDermott should never complain about anything.
Right. Dalglish. And now McDermott. Dalglish. And McDermott had made the break, and the ball didn't quite carry to him. Cut out there by Martin. Here's Devonshire again, running into trouble in the shape of Kenny Dalglish. Billy Bonds played for Devonshire. And a foul by Rush, giving West Ham the free kick already taken. Brooking. Pike. And as you said just before half-time, there really is no sign of West Ham wilting. Losing the ball, winning it back again, losing it once more, this time to Ian Rush. But Pike battling away to try and get it back again, but instead of that, Sammy Lee finding Jimmy Case for Liverpool. Martin's header this time. Lampard's clearance. Only Goddard is up. Thompson sideways here for Neil. McDermott. Neighbour. Certainly if Liverpool qualify for Europe this way, it's something like 18 successive years they've played in European competition, which says so much for their consistency over the years, and it's not done any harm for their bank balance either, you can be sure of that. But here are West Ham making a bit of a go of it once more, and it didn't quite come to Devonshire. But here's Jeff Pike. No, that's not going to carry satisfactorily to Lampard, who clashes a little bit there with Jimmy Case, or rather Kenny Dalglish, and West Ham get the throw. Devonshire, play back for Lampard. Devonshire. And now Liverpool with Case. In for Dalglish. Neil has gone charging forward. McDermott's right in there, but he's still with Dalglish. And then tucked back by Pike. Phil Neal is making some really threatening breaks from the back tonight, Brian.
He's got forward so much, it's incredible. He plays more of a midfield player come forward than he does full back when Liverpool are on song.
Brooking, offside against Devonshire. Long ball forward. Rush, who we've seen is quick but not that quick. Neighbour. Pike. Lampard. Kennedy. And cut out by Martin. Pike just touched on nicely, sending Brooking in full stride. Looking around and being forced out wide there. It's Lampard. Jeff Pike. Neighbour with his arm aloft on the far touchline wanting the ball, but I don't think Pike has seen him, or indeed wants to at the moment, because he's found Lampard with a good ball there. It's a corner for West Ham off Phil Thompson. A signal for both Billy Bonds and Alvin Martin to come forward into that Liverpool penalty area. Coming up to 10 minutes of the second half gone. So Kennedy anxious at that near post. Comes to Martin. Straight into the arms of Clements. The shot was on target though. Lampard. And O'Neill. Minutes of the second half gone. You've just joined us. Liverpool leading in this League Cup final at Villa Park by 2-1 against West Ham after West Ham had taken the lead. McDermott. And Ray Stewart getting that one away for West Ham. Here's Phil Thompson. Now Brooking. And maybe Liverpool have been caught forward. And Brooking with Goddard up ahead of him and Neighbour away on the right. But Brooking wanted to try and find Goddard. Claims handball there against Liverpool, not given. But suddenly a break looked promising there for West Ham, and an obstruction there surely by Martin, indeed, on Kenny Dalglish. And a free kick, an indirect free kick to Liverpool, a yard and a half outside that West Ham penalty area. Never a doubt that it was obstruction. The only doubt in West Ham's mind now is what Liverpool are going to do with this. 3 men in the wall, 4 now that Brooking has joined them, 5 now that Devonshire has joined them, and behind the ball are Case, who has a cannonball kick, McDermott and Neal. It's Phil Neal, and a brilliant save by Parks. Neal looking in agony there because he really felt that he bent that round the wall superbly, which he had. A little touch there for Phil Neal. More of a curler, as you can see. Look at it curling there, and what a save by Parks. Alvin Martin then for West Ham. Billy Bonds. Martin, cut out by Lee. Phil Neal to Jimmy Case. Flicked in there for Rush. Another flick again by Rush, but it's Devonshire now with a chance to bring it away. Brooking. And it just didn't go for him. Hansen's header, in fact, setting Case in a bit of space, finding Dalglish. Billy Bonds closing quickly. Dalglish, good close control there. Finding Ray Kennedy. On for Dalglish again. Bonds doesn't want him to turn, but Dalglish has done it, and Parks has saved again. He's dynamite tonight. Kenny Dalglish, Brian.
He's involved all over the place. He started the movement and nearly finished it. He turns there beautifully. Two defenders around him, on target.
Well, Parks made the save. Here comes the corner. Lee has run towards the near post. Ray Kennedy steaming in from the back, and so too is Hansen, and that time it was Martin who got the vital header in for West Ham. In fact, there was an infringement. A shove in the back on the West Ham number 5. stopped by Lee. Looking, striving to get the ball back again, and succeeded in doing so until he then was met by Alan Kennedy. And I think it may be a free kick. No, it's a throw. Ray Kennedy. Terry McDermott. There's the long ball again, and Park spotting that so quickly as he needed to do. But they are really in magnificent form tonight, Liverpool, and I know that there are representatives from Bayern Munich here tonight who play Liverpool in the European Cup semi-final next week. Just wondering what they must be thinking, Brian, at the moment.
Well, I was over there watching Bayern Munich in the last round of the European Cup, and Bayern will be petrified watching this lot tonight, and I hope they are.
Well, a free kick to West Ham. Little chip coming in there. And sadly for West Ham, Brookings slipped at the crucial moment.
Brian, excuse me, West Ham have wilted, you know.
I was just... They have wilted, or haven't?
They haven't.
No.
This is a game in a cup tie, and it's coming live.
I was just going to make the same point. They've taken a bit of hammer tonight from Liverpool in this form, but they have kept them to 2-1, and they are playing really well themselves, without ever quite being able to get back into this game, and defending for all their worth as they're doing right now as Ian Rush takes up the running again for Liverpool. McDermott. Lee. Neil into space again, as he done so often tonight, and it was Ray Stewart who got the vital challenge in. Not only that, he finds Jimmy Neighbour. Well, now it's back at the other end again. Ray Kennedy. They really have got that old journalistic phrase, end-to-end play ensued, and the flag is up. The whistle has gone. In this tumult, nobody can hear it, and Clive Thomas is blowing himself hoarse, and Ray Clements at last has heard him. And in fact, it's going to be a free kick. Neil. Dalglish. Again, McDermott is up ahead of him. And he's had some game tonight as well, but this time he's stopped by Lampard. Brooking crossing it straight on here for Pike, who's got Ray Stewart outside him. West Ham still this goal down, Liverpool leading 2-1. Billy Bonds. And it's played here this time for Pike. Wide there for Stewart. And now Neighbour with a chance to get to that byline. A good cross is called for, and it didn't quite reach David Cross. There's Pike. And Phil Neal got that one away. Here's Lampard. Suddenly West Ham have got a lot forward. A long shot there by Lampard, but really it has to be the height of optimism in the hope of beating Ray Clements from that sort of range with that sort of shot.
Frank's been in the pace, Brian, once or twice in the first, few minutes of second half. He's feeling the pace.
Well, here is Lampard. Away this time. Thompson getting it into touch. West Ham's throw. Alvin Martin. Stewart. Neighbour coming very deep indeed. Pike. And again Lampard's gone down the flank. Neighbour's away down the right flank, but Bonds plays it through the middle again. Brookings header there for Cross. A little touch there for Pike. But it was McDermott who was coming back there, not giving Pike the time that he wished. Billy Bonds and Alvin Martin in between them, trying to keep Kenny Dalglish at bay, but it was Dalglish who got the touch, and here's Lee trying to play it through for Rush. Billy Bonds, though, in charge for West Ham and finds Jeff Pike. Now Brooking with a lot of space on the right for Neighbour. And you get the feeling that this is where things might happen for West Ham. You've got Stewart outside him now. Now Devonshire. Played in the game by Stewart.
Trevor Brookings playing much more far forward than normally midfield players do. And we've got the classic situation where West Ham have got to score a goal, obviously, to get back into the game. And they're sacrificing just a wee bit in midfield at the moment. And if Liverpool get another one, then obviously... But West Ham do have to score a goal.
It's Case with a throw for Liverpool. McDermott. It's Lee. Pike is right there with him. It's a corner. So forward comes Phil Thompson. And this time Hansen is staying back. 20 minutes of the second half gone. 25 to go. And Case with the corner. A deep one. Martin meeting it for West Ham. Goddard. Challenged by Phil Neal. Now Alan Kennedy. Dalglish. A wasted ball by Dalglish, and there haven't been many of those. Hoofed away that time by Stewart. Goddard, a real terrier of a player there, but impeded unfairly by Hansen. Brooking. Pike. Lampard. And now Devonshire. Can he create something there? Not against Phil Thompson, he can't, who won the ball fairly. And it's Case who gets it away. With this West Ham need for a goal, I'm just wondering how long it'll be before they resist the temptation to bring Stuart Pearson, their substitute, on. McDermott. Lee. And Dalglish playing it back for Pike. Stewart. Playing it here for Neighbour. And Hansen playing it out. So West Ham's throw. Brooking. Neighbour. Stewart to Pike. Played this side of the field towards Lampard. He didn't have much time, but he managed to get a little 1-2 going there with Alan Devonshire. There's the cross coming in towards the near post, and Cross was very nearly on the end of it. And Martin back to his keeper. What about substitutions, Brian?
Well, it would be absolute tragedy if any of the West Ham players had to come off at the moment. They're all doing remarkably well.
Cross. Goddard. Pike. And now Neighbour. And they've got a free kick. So there's that free kick, floated long there, and it was Case's header. It's Devonshire now playing it to Goddard, back for Devonshire again. Now, get that one out, says Devonshire to Ray Clements, and in the end, under unfair pressure they get a free kick. Case having kicked the ball away there. It's David Cross who wants to get the action moving again, who gives it to the Liverpool keeper, Ray Clements. So John Lyle, you can see, second from the left as we look, with Eddie Bailey and the spectacles on the left. The two men behind this West Ham side, and wanted to do something about this 2-1 deficit. Brian feels that they won't put Stuart Pearson on, but I wonder. McDermott. And the ball was out of play fractionally. It's a West Ham goal kick. Pike. And there's the Liverpool bench. Bob Paisley in the middle of it. I noticed something that he said in the programme notes today. You get nothing for what you did yesterday. Well, I can only say that Liverpool have done superbly for him today. There's 20 minutes left for West Ham to retrieve this situation. 2-1 down. Lampard now for them. Cut out quite easily there by Kennedy. They claim handball. The referee played a good advantage there. Although in the end there may not be an advantage to Liverpool, but it comes to Lampard again. Now with Neighbour. A nice little flick, well played into the space there for Pike, but not so by Pike for Cross. Phil Thompson. Ian Rush, cut out nicely, good bit of control there by Devonshire, and a good ball played by Devonshire for Pike. And you get the feeling that West Ham might slowly getting a little more into this game now. As Brian said, they've not wilted at all, but they are beginning to make a few inroads into that half of the field. It's a throw for them, which Jimmy Naval will take. Looking. There's Alvin Martin. Cross, now Goddard. And a goal kick.
It's West Ham's best spell of the match, Brian. Not only have they not wilted, actually they've matched Liverpool in every phase of the second half. And they do obviously realise that they've got to go and take it to the opposition, but they're doing it controlled and they're doing it quite well. But like all sides a goal down, they live on the precipice of conceding another one.
Well, let's see if Liverpool can push them over that precipice. At the moment, it's West Ham in possession. And Ray Clements making it quite clear where he wants his teammates to go, up that field. A massive kick there by Clements, off the head of Billy Bonds, in fact. There's Dalglish. Getting the ball back to Lee. Played there for McDermott. Phil Neal's gone outside him again, and that's the ball played for Neal. This could be danger for West Ham. Played in again, and it was Case who had his shot deflected up in the air when it looked as though West Ham might be conceding something else. It was a lovely ball played in for Phil Neal, and it was Case who hit it, and it came off Lampard and eventually was headed back to the keeper. Pike to Lampard. Phil Thompson. Well, that's given away by McDermott on that occasion. And now Brooking is through for West Ham. And just wide. Well, he's usually so good at finishing from that sort of position, Trevor Brooking, that I wonder what the odds would have been at that moment for him scoring. But as you can see, fractionally wide of that far post. That was a real chance, Brian.
It was a good chance by any stretch of imagination. You can't score unless you hit the target.
Only rushes up for Liverpool, and Bonds got the header in for West Ham. Now Dalglish. Handball, said the crowd. But it was purely an accident, I think. No, he's given the free kick, which has already been taken. And they've got Colin Irwin warming up of Liverpool at the moment. Oh, that was a strange ball there by Stewart. It's gone straight to Jimmy Case. Well, and Ray Kennedy is down and injured at the moment. That's what Jimmy Case is pointing out to referee Clive Thomas, that Kennedy needs a bit of treatment. With Colin Irwin, a defender, warming up, Brian, I'm just wondering what might be in Bob Paisley's mind.
There's nothing in Bob's mind at the moment. He just wants Kennedy to get off the floor. If Kennedy's got to come off, obviously he's got a defender as sub. He won't disturb his back four. He'll have to put this lad in midfield, but he just wants Kennedy to get up at the moment.
Well, Ronnie Moran's working hard on him, and indeed Kennedy is off the floor. We have something like 15 minutes to go. And there's no sign yet of the substitute coming on. Kennedy okay. There's Colin Irwin, who had a couple of stitches in a shin wound after a challenge at Highbury on Saturday. It's with Billy Bonds. A few Liverpool fans already begun to sing songs of celebration, but that might be a little premature, although not if West Ham go on doing what Ray Stewart has just done there. Played the ball into touch, giving the possession and the throw to Liverpool. Dalglish, back to Kennedy. Looking again, in with the challenge there. Lee looking to play it a long way back. Thompson helping it on its way. Back to Ray Clements. Martin's header. And McDermott's, and rushes. Brooking nodding it on towards Goddard, who started the evening so superbly for West Ham. And here he goes again. Two Liverpool defenders coming across to cut him off. The ball with Lampard, it played in early there towards David Cross, but the header surely will be no problem for Clements. Billy Bonds, as Lampard directed that header for Pike. He'll probably go back to Parks. Brooking nodding that on. Can Goddard get there? There are two Liverpool defenders, but Goddard is hard to shake off the ball. But in the end, he just runs into trouble, and it's Alan Kennedy here for Liverpool. And now McDermott's making the break, but Lampard urging one big effort out of his legs there. And in fact, in the end, it was Phil Parkes who made that clearance. What a gallop through the middle that was by McDermott. There's plenty of running yet in him as Case now takes this throw for Liverpool. Neal, Lee, Dalglish, cut out by Devonshire, and wide for Jimmy Neighbour. And Hansen turning away from what could have been trouble. And doing it well behind Kennedy. Now Lee to McDermott. Dalglish is up ahead of him. So is Rush, and wide here is Case. Dalglish through the middle again. It's with him. And well saved again by Parkes. Well, you could watch this sort of turn by Dalglish until the cows come home. And without a great deal of effort, a lot of power and direction. But Parkes always covering that far post. Lampard, Pike. matter of 11 minutes left now. As Pike tries to find Lampard, it was cut out by Neil, and here's Jimmy Case. McDermott. Oh, and Billy Bonds was in. But it says so much for Liverpool, the way they've handled themselves in this game. Their form of late has not been brilliant. They come with a weakened side, they find themselves a goal down, and then they really turn it on. And they've got a corner. A competition they've never won, remember. Neither of West Ham, so a new name is sure to go on the cup tonight. McDermott, not quite the ball that Phil Neal wanted, but Hansen was available to him. And here's Kennedy. And played in by Alan Kennedy, and West Ham now warming up Stuart Pearson. Just 10 minutes to go now. Lee tempting Stewart to come in for the challenge. Gets the cross in, Martin away. McDermott played it there for Dalglish. Alvin Martin again there to the rescue for West Ham. Given to Phil Neal. Wide here is Case. Being hustled by Lampard. For Case, carefully there for Neal, who really has played more as a midfield winger almost than a defender tonight. And here's Devonshire, and maybe he'll have to do a bit of defending. No, West Ham have given it away again. Case played in this time for Rush on the turn. Oh, just wide. That would have been some goal for the youngster, Brian.
It would have been, but it would have been a reward for possession. He swings at it, obviously, and he just goes past the far post. He ran well, but Liverpool had possession for about 90 seconds.
Pike for West Ham. Goddard. Pike again, trying to release Brooking there, but Thompson quite easily back to his keeper. Inside the last 10 minutes. And Liverpool still leading by 2-1. Case. Billy Bonds. Lampard. Pike. Martin. With 8 minutes to go, West Ham are thinking now seriously about taking Jeff Pike off and putting Stuart Pearson on. It's really the last throw of the dice, calling upon Pearson's experience as a goal scorer to retrieve this League Cup final for West Ham. Scored 1 goal this season, and that was in faraway Russia against Tbilisi in the Cup Winners' Cup. Pike, the man who is going to come off. Billy Bonds. And I would think now, having made that decision, the one thing that West Ham want is the ball to go out of play, but certainly not into the back of their net. And here's Kennedy. Oh. So West Ham are making their substitution now as we look again at Kennedy's run from midfield onto that favourite left foot of his, but this time always on the up and way over the crossbar. So Jeff Pike off, a busy night again in midfield for him, and they've sacrificed something there in the effort to find something really important up front.
Right, I don't know where Stuart Pearson's going to play.
Well, he's gone to a midfield at the moment, but I can't think that's for any more than just passing on a few hints from and a few instructions from the bench. But here's Cross now trying to get in behind them. Here's Goddard for West Ham. And his shot is wide. Well, he is tucked into a midfield position at the moment, Pearson, isn't he?
Hope he doesn't get injured.
Well, he's had some terrible trials with injury, certainly over the years. At Hull and at Manchester United, and indeed at West Ham. He's been out for most of this season. There's Pearson going in there, but not with any real hope of getting it. And in fact, he concedes a free kick for the assault on Kenny Dalglish. A little over 5 minutes remaining. And it's going to be Alan Kennedy with the free kick for Liverpool. Floated there towards Rush, but straight into the arms of Phil Parkes, who's had an exceptional night with some really excellent saves, and there was nothing he could have done about either goal. Bonds to Stewart. So 5 minutes remaining. Liverpool still 2-1 ahead. Bonds. Too high for Cross. Rush away on the far side there. Good bit of control there. Until he is clattered into by Billy Bonds, giving Liverpool the free kick. And at last, I think the West Ham stride has begun to look a little on the heavy side. Taken a battering in defence from a really brilliant Liverpool performance tonight, and they've taken a long time to wilt, but it begins to look as though that's the way it is at the moment. There's the free kick. Dalglish again. And McDermott strenuously trying to keep it in. 4 minutes remaining. And Bonds playing it on for Brooking. Billy Bonds again. And our neighbour. Stewart outside him. Well, West Ham saved the Wembley game in the very last seconds, and they possibly do it again. 2-1 down, and here's Lampard. Pearson again. It's a fair ball there. For Stewart, the defender, who's right in there amongst the attackers. And Brooking looking for something with the head, and it was Phil Thompson whose experience got him up there just above the Trevor Brooking, and got it here for Jimmy Case. Martin playing the header here for Lampard, although Martin in fact makes the pass that finds Devonshire. Now can West Ham find something still in the last couple of minutes or so that remain? Oh, Neighbour thought the ball was going to go for Stewart. Stewart thought it was going to go for Neighbour, and while they deliberated, Ray Kennedy stepped in. Here's Dalglish for Liverpool. Through the legs of Billy Bond, Dalglish is on his way, and then a misunderstanding there between Dalglish and McDermott.
That's an indication, Brian, how much West Ham have pushed Liverpool. I'm telling you, it's a toss-up between which side's the most exhausted.
Well, Liverpool can afford to hang on. It's West Ham who've got to do all the positive things in the couple of minutes that remain. Here's Stuart Pearson, and West Ham certainly have got a few forward, including Brooking, who's brought down right on the edge of that box, and a free kick. Well, that was no more than a foot outside the penalty area. On my watch, 2 minutes. Brooking with one of those floating free kicks. Bonds, Cross, Martin, Goddard, Devonshire and Pearson are all in that Liverpool penalty area. Brooking with the free kick, floated in there, and over the top by Billy Bonds. Look at the pointing going on in that Liverpool defence. They really allowed Bonds to get away free there. As Brooking took that free kick, up above them all, but not quite high enough to be able to knock it down. Here's Neil. The long ball forward, and here's Martin. Bonds. Neighbour. Played inside for Pearson. Bonds again. Devonshire. My, how they've battled West Ham against the favourites Liverpool, who've been in such tremendous form tonight. Good training for next season when they get back to the First Division. And a long ball there from Alvin Martin. Neighbour, this Stewart having gone down that flank. Brooking. Now Pearson. The last half minute of the game, plus any time that Clive Thomas will add on. Pace in a little bit of trouble there. Harassed there by... And Cross just wide of that goal. Well, nearly out of nothing. West Ham almost saved themselves. Case got himself into a terrible muddle there. Somehow it was toe poked on there. And suddenly here's Cross. Wide of Ray Clements and agonisingly close to that far post. Oh, that really would have been a saving goal out of nothing, Brian.
It was an incredible chance, actually.
In the meantime, Phil Neal finding Ian Rush. Billy Bonds getting stuck in there, conceding the throw to Liverpool. And it's almost over now. Neal for Liverpool. 30 seconds of stoppage time already played, and it's with Jimmy Case. Cut out by Pearson. Flicked on there for Cross. Pearson again, flicked it on there towards Brooking. Cut out by Lee, who's done a real man's job here for Liverpool tonight. McDermott looking for safety, which again may be indicative of the way that West Ham have hustled Liverpool throughout this 90 minutes. And it looks now as though it's going to be Liverpool. Clements with that long kick. Referee still has not looked at his watch, although we've now played 2 minutes of time added on. He's now looking at his watch pretty hard. Rush. And now Martin back to Phil Parkes. And the one thing Parkes will want to do is to get that ball forward. The final whistle. Liverpool have won the League Cup for the first time. Alan Hansen with that headed goal before half-time that was helped into his own net by Billy Bonds. Kenny Dalglish, the scorer, also for Liverpool tonight, after Paul Goddard had put West Ham into the lead. And Liverpool then qualify for Europe, that's for sure, next season, for the 18th successive season. And West Ham contemplate a game where they've really had a battle the whole night. And where they come out of it with a good deal of honour as well, which is a tremendous prelude to their reappearance in the First Division next season. Gary Newborn.
Well, Terry McDermott, at long last you've got a League Cup winners medal.
Yeah, I think on the whole tonight we deserve it. We played really well tonight. Hold your first battle in the second half the way he did, but I think the rest of the team on the night won.
But you really got your game together tonight.
The lads were fabulous. You know. If we play like that, especially the first 45 minutes, if we keep playing like that, doesn't one will beat us.
Alan Hansen. Yes. Alan, did you score that goal or was that down to Billy Bonds?
I hope so.
You're claiming
I headed it. I'm
Smelly said. Ray Clements. Ray Clements and Kenny Dalglish. Well, Ray Clements, you said you wanted to complete the collection. What about that?
That completes the collection. Fabulous. What a good game as well. Both sides, full of credit from it, and thoroughly enjoyable game to play in. We got the goals, but tremendous credit to West Ham, and as I say, completes the collection. What a great night.
What about your opposite number, Phil Parkes? Some of the saves he made there.
Well,
tonight.
everybody said what world class he is, and he's proved tonight that he is world class. He made some tremendous saves, kept him in the game, and that's big Phil. I've known him a long time, and he's been the outstanding man for West Ham tonight. Tremendous.
But Liverpool put their game together tonight.
Yes, especially in the first half, he really turned it on, and I think it's probably our best performance for probably 2 or 3 months. A superb performance. The lads tired a bit second half, but that was bound to happen. The pace that the first half was played at.
Well, we're not at Wembley, but what about Villa Park in this atmosphere tonight?
Well, yes, our fans are a bit special when we win something, and we're going to enjoy this picking up the trophy now. That's a certainty.
Ray Clements, well done. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Gary.
Oh, there we are. As Ray Clements himself says, their best performance for 2 or 3 seasons. Let's go back to Gary again.
They've got Phil past some tremendous saves there, Phil.
Well, I expect the lads say that's what I'm paid for, so I really enjoyed it. The fantastic atmosphere. I think it turned out a lot better game than obviously the Wembley one.
But your saves did keep West Ham in there, and did you think you could have perhaps got an equaliser near the death there?
Perhaps near the end, yeah, I think we could have. There was a couple of chances right in the last maybe 2 or 3 minutes where we could have just snatched an equaliser.
You've got to get your medal now, so off you go, Phil. Thank you.
So it's Liverpool then who go up to receive the Football League Cup. Except, of course, it's a tradition with the Football League Cup that the losers, and what brave losers they've been, West Ham who go up first, led by their skipper Billy Bonds, to get the losers' medals from Bob Lord, Alvin Martin and Frank Lampard. Jimmy Labour, whose contribution was immense in those early moments when his cross led for Paul Goddard here getting his medal, scoring that goal for West Ham. Stuart Pearson, who came on as the sub. Alan Devonshire there as well. Ray Stewart, Trevor Brooking, who had that chance towards the end, and Phil Parkes, who was magnificent in goal. There are the losers. And indeed, nobody would argue with that. And while they go down, Liverpool wait for this most marvellous of moments for footballers. Sure of a place in Europe, winners of the Football League Cup. Phil Thompson back after 4 games out with an injury. What a moment for him to come back. And what superb timing by Liverpool to produce their best performance for months. Here in the final. And what a familiar sight that is for a Liverpool captain to raise the cup aloft. But it's the Football League Cup for the first time. Now going back to Anfield. So the Anfield fans celebrate. Ray Clements, whose first job tonight was to pull the ball out of the back of the net. Phil Neal, who kisses the medal and had such a part to play. Sammy Lee, who never stopped running. Colin Irwin, who didn't get on. Clive Thomas, an excellent refereeing performance by him tonight. After the controversy of Wembley, and his 2 linesmen as well. It's a team effort by them too. And I think Gary Newborn has Trevor Brooking waiting to talk to us now.
Well, Trevor Brooking, was the first half the killer, really?
Well, I think Liverpool played exceptionally well first half, and although we scored, they were always on top, and I think they deserved to be 2-1 up at half-time. I think we got sorted out a little bit better second half, and we had 1 or 2 near misses, but possibly on the night Liverpool won it in the first half, as you say. Yeah.
And what about those misses at the end, though? It could have just...
Yeah, it could have. Dave Cross sneaked just past the post. I put 1 wide at the same post. I don't think it was going to go in, though, and you know, credit to Liverpool, they played very well. Yeah.
Trevor Brooking, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there'll be some celebrations up on the M6 on the way back to Merseyside tonight, I would imagine. And are we going to get a lap of honour, I wonder? Indeed we are. Followed by a whole posse of cameramen. Phil Thompson getting a hold of the cup. Terry McDermott getting a hold of the cup, and you can see the Liverpool players telling the Liverpool fans to get off the field and let everybody enjoy this lap of honour, not least the players themselves, impeded by the spectators at the moment, the stewards doing their best to help as well. And it's It's a curious lap of honour because the photographers just won't let Liverpool go. What an amazing club. 18 successive seasons in European competition. You cannot compare with that in terms of consistency over all the difficult years. At the Football League Cup for the very first time. Brian Clough, final comment from you?
It's a wonderful scene. I'm delighted for Liverpool. I'm sorry for West Ham. I just want everybody to remember this is what football's like if you watch it live.
Great cheer then as Ray Clements lifts the cup aloft, and he wants the fans in the stand to see it. Being hustled by the supporters there, the red and white ribbons telling everybody that Liverpool have won that League Cup. So a night of celebration here for Liverpool and their fans. And so that's the scene then at Villa Park, where Liverpool have beaten West Ham by 2-1 in the Football League Cup final. Let's go back to the studios with Brian Clough and I say goodnight to you and hand you back to Dickie.
Well, yet another memorable night in the history of Liverpool Football Club, again assured of a place in Europe. We'll, of course, be seeing the highlights of that game shortly. Can I also tell you that Jeff Boycott has scored 100 in Antigua in the 4th Test, a report from there as well. But at the beginning of the programme, I did suggest that we may have time problems as far as the fight is concerned. The world welterweight title clash between the holder Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Bonds, a fight of obvious substance and importance, and with the time now at almost 20 to 10, and with a change of IT schedules tonight, we feel we could not do it justice. So we're giving it full coverage on Saturday on World of Sport at 3:30. But here's a taste of the action that you'll see then.
Leonard just pepping up the pace now in round 4 and brilliantly slipping these leads from Bonds. The veteran who, surprisingly, I can't find a fight for him in the last 18 months, so we're not sure what he's doing in with Leonard, but he's certainly giving him a go. Referee Arthur McCanty becoming a well-known face in Britain, having refereed a Jim Watt World Championship fight in Glasgow. Well, it's just as well that Bonds is fit and well built for this game, because he's under fire all the time now. And he really does have a fantastic repertoire of punches there, Leonard. Everything in the book. That right-hand punch, an uppercut, almost like the scything bolo punch.
Yes, Sugar Ray Leonard, pound for pound and dollar for dollar, the best fighter in the world today. And you will see the highlights of that fight on Saturday afternoon at 3:30 on World of Sport. We'll take a break now, and then, in case you've just come in, the highlights of the big game and a roundup of the sporting news tonight, and we'll be right back.
You're all going on holiday to the States. America? That'll cost a bit. Oh, let me explain. Heavens, that's a big deal.
Yes, big deals from the biggest airline across the Atlantic. TWA fares are low again this year.
They're big deals.
Big deal to New York, for instance. Only £120 one-way bookable fare. And big deal to Los Angeles, too, for only £173 one way. And big deals to other places in America.
Cool, Dad. What a big ice cream.
Big deals from the biggest airline across the Atlantic.
You're gonna like us, TWA.
Good morning. I'm from the tax office.
Oh, many happy returns.
If you're as poor as you claim, how can you afford 4 cars?
The BL double bonus, old boy. Saved a bundle on them. This new Mini, the 81 Allegro.
Can I look over your new Ital?
Not without a ladder.
And a new Princess. I'm not buying that.
Good. I'm not selling it. It's so economical to run, I couldn't afford to. On your bike.
Why not see your BL dealer? The BL double bonus could save you a fortune.
A small fortune in his case.
In this week's Exchange and Mart, you'll find more choice than you've ever dreamt of. Everything from cars and boats to keep you happy, to drills and jobs to keep you busy. Pick up a copy and you'll pick up a bargain. Don't buy a thing until you've bought Exchange and Mart, out tomorrow.
When you think about your future, do you feel like dancing? Or like someone's treading on your toes? You need a little extra help from a really big partner, like the Halifax, the world's biggest building society. The Halifax makes saving smooth and easy, and it's nice to know you're going to take out more than you put in. Listen, they're playing your tune.
Get a little extra help from the Halifax. Dancing would look beautiful in its own way. Once your kids were beautiful, beauty that will stay.
Ronseal gives long-lasting protection. It lets the natural beauty of wood show through.
Ronseal makes wood beautiful.
Step this way for Terry's Carousel. A whole sweet shop in a single box. There's lemon jelly, old English fudge, coffee walnut, Turkish delight, coconut cream, oh, and lots more besides to pass round and round and round and round and round.
Terry's Carousel. All your favourite chocolates and candies.
A whole sweet shop in a single box.
Isn't it marvellous the way the head clings to the sides of glass?
Oh, John Smith's. Can't you ever talk about anything else?
You know, the average life of the common mayfly is only 12 hours.
Who told you that?
This bloke I got talking to, funny, he asked me what I was drinking. I said, John Smith's. He said, John Smith's, that looks a good pint. I said, it is a good pint. That's real Yorkshire flavour, that. And look,
John Smith's Yorkshire Bitter. More interesting than the average mayfly.
Save £100 and nothing to pay till September 1. Ring 464-6575 now.
And a warm welcome back. Let's return to Villa Park now to hear from Phil Thompson, the Liverpool skipper, with the cup and talking to Gary Newbon.
Well, Phil Thompson, that indeed is the cup that Liverpool have waited so long for, and as captain you must be delighted with the style in which you won it.
Yeah, it was fabulous, especially in the first half. We went a goal down really today at their first attack, and then the lads really showed the mettle. Everything was going, some of our movement was absolutely brilliant, and we really deserved that lead at half-time.
But in the second half, West Ham came back into it.
Yeah, they did. They were in about the first 10 minutes, and then we took control again. But that last quarter of an hour, 20 minutes, it was a bit hectic, and there was a few just flying past the post there.
What does this mean to you? Because you've won so many things, but what does the League Cup now mean to Liverpool?
A hell of a lot, actually. It's been a good few years now since the Cup's been going, and Liverpool FC's not won it. And it's one of our ambitions, the clubs and myself. And it's magnificent that we've won it, to take it back to Anfield.
Well, people have been criticising Liverpool this season, but you have won this one.
Well, yeah, we've won one cup within the semi-finals of the European Cup, and we've got a good chance of a youthful place, even in the league. We've played some good stuff, but everybody criticises Liverpool Football Club. But we showed out there, especially in that first half, that the old firm's still ticking over.
Have a good night. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks very much.
See you in Paris.
Yeah, best wishes to Phil Thompson there. Well, we've been treated to 90 minutes of vintage football with Liverpool winning that cup for the first time. Liverpool 2, West Ham United 1. Let's look back now on the highlights of this replay at Villa Park.
Here's Sammy Lee. Played wide again this time for Phil Neal. Wider still for Jimmy Case. Devonshire has slipped. Played in there for McDermott. Played back again there. And a shot. Well, Dalglish's shot. A lovely weighted ball there for Neighbour, almost the first touch he's had with almost 10 minutes gone. And he's gone past Alan Hansen. And he's got a couple of West Ham players waiting in the middle. The cross coming in. Oh, and it's there. Well, Goddard has put West Ham into the lead. Dalglish. And again, Billy Bonds right at the back of him. They're so aware of Dalglish's ability to turn, and there's a good free kick taken, and Rush is in there, and he's hit the woodwork with it. And West Ham have certainly got plenty back, taking Brian Clough's point there. McDermott playing it in. Dalglish! So Liverpool's corner. Jimmy Case with it. Curled in there once more towards Hansen. And the goal! 3 men in the wall. 4 now that Brooking has joined them. 5 now that Devonshire has joined them. And behind the ball are Case, who has a cannonball kick. McDermott and Neal. It's Phil Neal. And a brilliant save by Fox. Finding Ray Kennedy. On for Dalglish again. Bonds doesn't want him to turn. But Dalglish has done it, and Fox has saved again. Phil Thompson. Oh, that's given away by McDermott on that occasion. And now Brooking is through for West Ham. And just wide. Dalglish through the middle again. With him. And well saved again by Fox. Case played in this time for Rush. On the turn. Oh, just wide. And I would think now, having made that decision, the one thing that West Ham want is the ball to go out of play, but certainly not into the back of their net. And here's Kennedy. Oh. Bonds, Cross, Martin, Goddard, Devonshire and Pearson are all in that Liverpool penalty area. Brooking with the free kick, floated in there and over the top by Billy Bonds. The last half minute of the game, plus any time that Clive Thomas will add on. Case in a little bit of trouble there, harassed there by... And Cross just wide of that goal.
Well, here we are with our 2 experts, Ian St John and Jimmy Greaves. Let's look back on the whole game now and get your impression of it, Ian.
Well, I think the players themselves said after the game that on the first half performance, Liverpool definitely on top and well deserved to go into half-time winning. But West Ham battled in the second half, and right up to the end, as we saw there, you thought at any time, you know, it was going to be a 2-2 and going to extra time.
Right, they had to impose themselves upon that second half, didn't they? And they certainly did, and they had many chances.
West Ham, I thought, in the second half played excellent. I don't know what Bob Paisley feeds them on in the first.
Well, we're getting them. We're getting into the Liverpool dressing room now. There's a gentle kiss on the cup there, and you can imagine what the happiness and joy and elation there is in there.
Well, it's nice actually to see them with a cup because it's something they've never won. In the old days, you used to call it the Mickey Mouse Cup because, you know, because they never really competed for it. But the last few years, they've been in the final, they've been beaten in the semi-final, and to win it again at this time, I think it's terrific. You know, and it's a great thing for Alan Hansen in particular, who scored the goal. I think.
Well,
Jimmy
it wasn't his goal. He said he wanted it. What do you think, Jimmy?
I would give it to Hansen. There's no question about it. He got up above the defender, which I think was Martin, and knocked it down. It was going towards goal. No argument.
It was goalward bound, wasn't it?
Oh, it's a goal. I mean, Jimmy scored more goals than anybody, and I think he would have claimed it. I think I would have claimed it. So,
not many.
Yeah.
Let's get a view of our expert at Villa Park still there. Brian Clough, you look back on 90 minutes. It was a marvellous game, Brian, wasn't it?
Dickie, it was a superb game. It was good. It was good for live football, and I hope everybody who's watched it will come along to the football grounds.
And if West Ham had equalised in those final dying minutes, would it have been an injustice to the game, do you think?
No, it wouldn't have been an injustice, because anybody who plays like they played in the second half and kept going and going and going, they just get what they deserve. And if it had gone into extra time with a 2-2, that's what West Ham would have deserved.
It sounds as if you've been cheering your head off there. You're a bit hoarse, Brian. Has it been that kind of night?
Well, you know, when you've been involved in the League Cup a few times, then you do get excited, you do get carried away, and it's been a superb match, you know.
Brian, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Man of the match, Ian, for you?
Well, I think Kenny Dalglish. I think he had an outstanding game. He led the line. He's used the experience to help young Ian Rush up front. And, of course, Dalglish scored a magnificent goal. I mean, I thought it was a fantastic goal, but put Liverpool back in the game. And, of course, he had 1 or 2 other efforts in the game that almost got goals, and I think he was the outstanding player. And in a display where all the Liverpool players played well, I think he was outstanding.
Ian, thank you. Jimmy, thank you. Let's turn our attentions now to cricket, and with so little time left on the final day of the 4th Test in Antigua, England have saved the Test as far as that is concerned, but let's get the story of their second innings now from Alan Lee in Antigua.
England have saved this Test match finally with deceptive ease. They lost just 3 wickets today and batted through with a composure they previously lacked this winter. On Jeff Boycott, well, he may be 40 years old, but life goes on for him just as it's always done. He scored his 20th Test century today in the defiant style of so many before, and it denied the West Indies any scent of victory. England began 190 behind, and Boycott and Graham Gooch put on 144 for the first wicket before Gooch fell for 83, attacking the off-spinner Richards. Then, although Bill Affey failed again, making only one, birthday boy David Gower, who's 24 today, batted for 2 hours with Boycott. England are raising their deficit of 197 and finishing on 2-3-4 for 3. So the series now definitely goes to the West Indies, but at least we have some pride back. Alan Lee for Midweek Sports Special in Antigua.
Right, well, let's just have a quick roundup of the sporting news for the rest of the night, and we can get that now from Alan Taylor.
And there's one World Cup qualifying match result tonight. West Germany 2, Albania 0 in their Group 1 qualifying match, which leaves the Germans with maximum points from their 2 games. Both goals came from Bernd Schuster. Still with soccer, and Everton's Steve McMahon will not play again this season. He suffered knee damage during Everton's defeat at West Bromwich last night, and a hospital examination today has ruled him out until the summer. Third Division Carlisle will stage rugby league at Brunton Park next season, following in the steps of Fulham, who joined the league last year. A special meeting of rugby league clubs today decided to admit Carlisle, and they will become the 16th member of the second division. And we have 2 rugby league results tonight from the championship. Featherstone 15, Lee 6, Warrington 19, Wakefield Trinity 10. Racing and Artistic Prince, one of the favourites for Saturday's Grand National, was injured in training at Lambourne this morning, but Jenny Pittman,